Okay, in the last session, we have seen or we have finished exercise number 2.2, where we have calculated correlation coefficient among the two variables with the help of Carl Pearson's product moment method. Now we'll move on the third and the last method to define correlation coefficient between the two variables. That method is called as Spearman's rank correlation method. Now the another method which is given by another statistician, Charles Spearman, who gave this method, that is why it is named as Spearman's rank correlation method. Now why it is given by him, so under what circumstances it is given by him, and why we cannot use the Carl Pearson's method or we can use this method. So in that case we'll discuss about some points about Carl Pearson method first. That in the Carl Pearson's method, that is that exercise 2.2, you have seen the data available, that pairs of observations provided to us were always in the form of a quantitative variable, where the numbers are directly provided and that can be measured in the form of numbers like income and expenditure of a family, or we can also say the advertisement expense of a company and the profit of the company, or the advertisement expense and the sale of a company, or we can say the maximum temperature and the sale of ice cream, age and weight of a person, this kind of informations, or age and height of a person, this kind of informations available, that pairs of observations available, and for which we have found out the correlation. And these data, you can see they were measured, they can be measured in the form of value, like age will be available in years and weight will be available in kg, temperature will be available in Celsius, degree Celsius, and the sale of ice cream will be available in 1000 rupees or in rupees value, right? So this kind of data, when quantitative variables are available, in that case Carl Pearson's product moment method is useful to calculate the correlation coefficient. But there are some instances available where qualitative variables are given, like beauty is there, skill is there, honesty, morality, music, dance, etc. In such case we cannot use Carl Pearson's method, because these variables, they are called as attributes also. Qualitative variables are known as attributes also. These attributes cannot be measured in the form of value directly. What is the skill of a person? So we cannot say skill 1, skill 2, skill 3 like this. How much the honesty, whether the person is honest or not, so you can get answer yes or no, right? Or whether the person is having a skill or person is unskilled, so we can say yes skilled person, or no unskilled person, right? So in that case the variables cannot be measured in the form of numbers. So under that circumstance we cannot use Carl Pearson's product moment method, because it is helpful for the purpose of quantitative data only. So for qualitative data, when the information is available in the form of attributes, to define the correlation between the two attributes, Charles Spearman has suggested rank correlation coefficient. Now that means he has given a method which is used to calculate the correlation coefficient with the help of a rank. That means what? That attributes which are provided to us, two attributes which are provided to us, that attributes to which we are going to assign the rank. Like we know that in a dance competition, in a music competition, we used to say that the competitor is getting the rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 like this, right? So it can be provided, rank can be provided, or rank can be assigned to this kind of attributes available. By attributing the ranks, we can find out the correlation coefficient, which is known as rank correlation coefficient, and such method is provided by the statistician Charles Spearman. That is why it is known as Spearman's rank correlation method. Also, when the dispersion between the two observations of two quantitative variable is very high, dispersion between the two observations, dispersion means what? You have learned this thing in 11th standard, that the distance between the values from the average value of that data provided to us is very high, that is known as dispersion. Okay, there is a more variation available in the values of data from its central value, which is called as dispersion. So when the dispersion is more available among the values of the observations in a quantitative variables, in that case also, instead of using the Karl-Pearson's method, it is advisable to use the rank correlation coefficient method, because in this rank correlation coefficient it is more stable. Why it is more stable? As we are providing what, or as we are assigning what, ranks. So ranks are assigned in the order of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the dispersion available in this kind of ranks assigned will be very less compared to the dispersion available in the values which are directly provided to us. So when the quantitative variables are available, but when there is a more dispersion available in such kind of data provided to us, then in that case also the Spearman's rank correlation method can be used, okay, other than the Karl-Pearson's method. Now, what is the formula to calculate the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient? So that is given over there. See, on your screen it is available that the following formula is used to find the rank correlation coefficient, and that is given over here. Rank correlation coefficient R is equals to 1 minus 6 sum of d square divided by n into n square minus 1. The formula is important. See how it is written over here. 1 in the denominator of 1 nothing is there, that is means only 1 is there, this is alone available, minus this step where only there is a denominator available. You can write like this also. You can show the square bracket over here. This is different step and this one is a different step available like this. Okay, so 1 minus 6 sum of d square upon n into n square minus 1. Now d, sum of d square, where the d is available, this d means actually it is known as a deviation, or you can write as difference also, difference of the ranks provided to the variable x and variable y. So most important thing is what over here in this method, the method is actually very simple, but at the same time it is somewhat confusing for us. That what we have to do over here in this method, first we are going to assign ranks to the observations of variable x and ranks to the observations of variable y. Now ranks to the observation of variable x are defined as rx, and ranks to the observation of variable y are defined as ry, and their difference rx minus ry is called as the difference d. D is equals to known as what, difference between the ranks of x and y. Okay, and its square total we required over here. The square of differences of the ranks between x and y and its total is called as sum of d square. See, it is written the sum of squares of difference in the ranks of x and y. So that is known as sum of d square. Okay, n means number of pairs of observations, that you all know, right, into n square minus 1. Now as we have discussed that we are going to assign ranks to the observation. So how we are going to assign the ranks to the observation, that it is discussed in the next paragraph. That when you assign the ranks to the observation, very simple thing is what you have to keep in mind, that we are going to start, first of all we will assign the ranks to the variable x only, that is to the observations of only variable x. In that variable x you have to find out which is the maximum value available. That maximum value observation will be provided first rank, and then second highest value observation will be provided second rank, and likewise in this order you have to go to provide the ranks to the different observations. Okay, and the lowest observation will get the last rank according to your number of pairs of observations. If your number of pairs of observations are 10 available, then the last observation, lowest observation, will get 10th rank. Okay, that is what you have to keep in mind. Similarly in the variable y also ranks are assigned, but we have to take the ranks of variable y separately. Rx first for the ranks of variable x, now ry next column for the ranks of variable y. In that also you have to follow the same step, that first you have to assign rank 1 to the highest observation in variable y, then rank 2 to the second highest observation in variable y. Likewise we have to go in order, one by one by one. Okay, that is how we can assign the ranks to the observations. Okay, now this last note is important. This question was asked in the last board exam, March 2020, in 1 mark question answers, that when the values, both methods are different method. Remember this thing first of all. That means what? According to both the methods, if you calculate the same sum, that means you calculate the correlation coefficient by the Karl-Pearson's method, and also you calculate the rank correlation coefficient by Spearman's method, but for the same sum, but the answer for both the sums will be always different only available. So when it can be same answer will get, in which case we will get the same answer under both the methods for the correlation coefficient. So that it is given over here. That note is important. Okay, so it is given, say I'm reading that paragraph and you listen to me, as well as you have to copy afterwards this whole theory in your classwork book. That is why I have shown you on your screen. Okay, that generally the values of Spearman's rank correlation and Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient are not equal. Generally they are not equal. For same sum, if you calculate the correlation by both the method, you will not get same answer, remember. But this one is important, that when it is equal, that when the values of two variables are some arrangement of first and natural numbers. Values of two variables are some arrangement of first and natural numbers. Arrangement of first and natural numbers means like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. That is known as arrangement of first and natural numbers. The correlation coefficient obtained by Karl-Pearson's method and Spearman's method are equal. So in that case, when you arrange the first and natural numbers in a specific way for both the variables, then in that case the correlation coefficient by Karl-Pearson's method and rank correlation coefficient by the Spearman's method are both will be same, you will get. So this is what the important paragraph for you. Okay, that is a note I wrote over here so that you can read it again and you can find out the correct information. Okay, now there is one another point which you have to discuss in the same theory point only, in the same method. That suppose that when we give the ranks to the observation, sometimes we can get same observation value repeated twice or thrice in the variable x or in the variable y or in both the variables. Like in variable x, suppose that the values are available in which one value is repeated for 2 times. So that repetition of observations in the variable x or in variable y or in both the observations, it is known as tie in observation. What it is called as tie in observation. And when such situations occurs, in that case we face the problem of assigning the ranks, because if the values of observations are equal, then their ranks also must be equal. If you are at rank number 2, then the next observation will be given as rank number 3, then the next value observation will be given as rank number 4. But if both the observations are equal, then you cannot give them 3 same rank, right? But we have to find out the average of the ranks which are assignable to that both repeated values. Okay, now average of the ranks assignable means what? Suppose that the 2 next values are there, we were at the second rank, now the next rank we have to provide is the third rank. So next 2 ranks will be provided to that 2 repeated value, so that is third and fourth. Average of third and fourth, that is 3 plus 4 divided by 2, so you will get 3.5, and this is your rank for that 2 similar values available. After assigning the ranks to that similar value, the next rank will start with the value 5, because third and fourth ranks are already considered for the purpose of assigning the rank to that 2 similar values, right? So this is how the rank can be assigned when there is a tie in observation available. But in that case, because we are assigning the average value, not the exact rank to both the similar values, so in that case we need to find out some corrections. That corrections are called as also correction factor, and with that correction factor we are going to find out the rank correlation coefficient. Okay, so it is given over there. See, when a tie occurs, correction is necessary in the formula of rank correlation coefficient. This correction is to be done by the correction factor, which is denoted as CF. And when there is a tie in observations available, you have to use this formula. When there is no repetition of observation, you can use directly that previous one, but when there is a tie in observation available, you need to use this formula to calculate the rank correlation coefficient, and that formula is C. Same formula, only CF will be added to your sum of D square value. That is only the difference. Okay, so it is C 1 minus 6 into bracket sum of D square plus CF divided by n into n square minus 1. So it is the same formula. In the previous one, only sum of D square was there, 6 into sum of D square in the numerator. In this one, it is sum of D square plus CF. Now see CF, how we can calculate this CF? The correction factor CF is equals to summation of m cube minus m upon 12. What is this m value? M cube minus m upon 12. So m means what? So m means it is called number of times an observation is repeated. If your observation is repeated in the variable x for 2 times, then m will be taken as 2. If the observation is repeated in the variable x or y for 3 times, then it is m will be taken as 3, and then the correction factor can be calculated. Such a kind of repetition is available only for one value, or maybe possible for more than one value also. In only one variable or more than one variable also, both the things are possible. So how many times these different observations are repetition available? Every time we have to find out for each repetition this correction factor, and their addition is known as correction factor CF. Okay, so that will be added over here. I will explain you each and everything practically also. We'll solve the sums also in exercise available. So accordingly you will come to know that practically how it can be used and how it can be calculated. Okay, and now some of the notes given again at the end of the theory. These notes are also important for the theory point of view as well as for the practical point of view. Okay, it can be asked in 1 mark question answers also. Okay, so see, it is given. First one, the sum of difference in the ranks Rx and Ry is always 0. That is, sum of D is equals to always how much? 0. So when you take the differences of 2 ranks what you have provided to the variables x and y, Rx and Ry, its difference is total, D total will be 0, but we do not require that. We require actually what? Its square value total. But when you calculate that D, remember always this thing, that for your confirmation purpose, whether your ranks assigned to the different values are correct or not, you can find out by finding the total of these differences you have taken. If the total of the differences is 0, you can say that your calculation is correct for assigning the rank. Okay, second, if Rx is equals to Ry, that means what? Ranks of x and ranks of y are equal. Okay, for each pairs of observation of 2 variables x and y, then all corresponding values of D will be 0. If Rx is 1, Ry is 1. If Rx is 2, Ry is 2. Rx is 4, Ry is 4. Then the difference D is equals to how much you will get? For all the values 0. Therefore the sum of D square is also 0. Now it is very simple. See, if sum of D square is 0, this one, CF is not there. But if sum of D square is 0, original formula we are taking, not correction factor formula. So if sum of D square is 0, then 0 into 6 is also 0. 0 upon this value also 0. So 1 minus 0, you will get answer how much? Perfect positive correlation, that is only 1. So when the ranks of y and ranks of x are equal for each pair of observation, then in that case you will get rank correlation coefficient exactly equals to 1. And the same way, next one, if the ranks Rx and Ry are in exact reverse order of each other, then the value of R will be -1. Exactly reverse order means what? If the Rx we have assigned R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, suppose that, okay, and Ry we have assigned R 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they are both exactly opposite of each other. Okay, so in that case you will get R is equals to how much answer? -1 answer. So that is how the calculations can be remembered, and you can find out the same thing in your practical sums also. That will prove afterwards also in practical sums when we are going to solve the questions. So this is what the theory about the Spearman's rank correlation method. Now from the next session we'll start exercise 2.3, and after completing exercise 2.3 there is exercise 2.1 remaining, and exercise 2 is also remaining, last exercise. Okay, first I will show you exercise 2.1, how to calculate the correlation coefficient with the help of correlation only with the help of scatter diagram method. Afterwards we'll move on the last exercise. Okay, so you have to copy this whole theory in your classwork book. So again I am showing you from the beginning, from the first page, and you have to copy this whole theory in your classwork book, and then we'll start the exercise. So see, I am showing you on your screen the whole theory. Afterwards you can pause the video and you can copy the whole theory which you require to write in your classwork book. Okay, the whole theory is there, please copy it. And I told you to submit your homework, but I know that there is some technical error available on the website. Few students have tried to submit the homework for the previous sessions what I provided, but there is some technical problem in the submission of homework. I have already sent a message to the developer, and maybe possible within 1 or 2 days or maybe tomorrow it can be sorted out, so you will able to submit your homework also. But please try to complete your work at the home. Okay, take care and stay at home. Thank you.